This story didn't happen to me but to my husband and his mother when he was just 10 years old. For clarity, let's call my husband Brett, his mother Kim, and my brother-in-law Mike. Brett's childhood was anything but stable. Kim, a single mother, had left an abusive alcoholic husband and was raising 2 boys on her own. Mike, the older brother, was a quiet introvert who mostly kept to himself, while Brett was an energetic, outgoing kid who always had to be moving, playing, or exploring. Over the years, they moved frequently, staying in 5 different homes and apartments within the same city. But one house left a mark on their lives, one they'd never forget. The strange occurrences started about a week after they moved in. At first, it was little things. Objects would go missing or be found in different places. Faucets would turn on by themselves, and the lights would flicker unpredictably. Kim hired electricians and plumbers, hoping to find a logical explanation, but nothing was ever wrong. For a while, these small disturbances were shrugged off as quirks of an old house. But then, the activity began to escalate. They heard stomping on the stairs late at night. Appliances would spring to life without being touched. Shadows flitted down the hallway, sometimes lingering near their bedroom doors. Kim tried to stay calm for her boys, but her unease grew. 6 months after moving in, the shadows began entering their bedrooms. Brett often woke up in the middle of the night, sensing movement in the corner of his room. One night, as he lay with his arm dangling off the bed, he swore something bit him. It left no visible mark, but the pain was real enough to keep him from sleeping with his hand over the edge ever again. He started hearing whispers, faint and garbled, like voices coming through static. He couldn't make out what they were saying, but the tone was cold and menacing. Kim wasn't spared either. One night, she woke up gasping for air, a crushing weight pressing on her chest as though invisible hands were choking her. Another time, while cleaning, something yanked her hair so hard it brought tears to her eyes. But the worst came one night when Kim claimed she was dragged out of bed, down the hallway, and halfway down the stairs. She woke up Brett and Mike, screaming in terror. Her arms and legs were covered in bruises and scratches, but she couldn't explain how it had happened. Neighbors and family dismissed Kim's experiences, writing them off as stress or overwork. Even Mike, who seemed completely untouched by the strange events, refused to believe her stories. But Brett believed. He had felt the presence in his room, heard the whispers, and seen the shadows. Whatever it was real. And it seemed to have a particular interest in Brett and Kim, while leaving Mike completely alone. Desperate for answers, Kim went to the library and borrowed a book about the paranormal. One of the suggestions was to sprinkle flour or baby powder on the floor to capture footprints of any supernatural entity. On the first night, nothing happened. But on the second, they woke to find something had disturbed the flour. The prints weren't human. They were large, like a gorilla's fists, but elongated and ending in sharp talon-like points. The sight of them froze Kim and Brett in their tracks. Whatever had been tormenting them wasn't just a figment of their imagination. Kim didn't wait for more. That very morning, she packed their belongings, grabbed the boys, and left the house. They moved into a women's shelter that same day. To this day, Kim and Brett don't know what was in that house. Was it a spirit? A demon? Something else entirely? They never looked back. But one question haunts Brett. Why did it torment him and Kim but leave Mike completely untouched? Kim insists she'll never forget the night she was dragged down the stairs. And Brett? He still refuses to sleep with his hand hanging over the side of the bed.